officially Conference USA season in Bowling Green. With all the conference shifting, it's the first time Western Kentucky faces Sam Houston, two of the most tenacious defenses in the league. Something's got to give tonight in game 2 of conference play. It is great to have you with us, Jack Kaiser, John Butler. Look, both these teams have been astoundingly good at forcing turnovers so far. John, it really comes down to which team handles the pressure better.
That's exactly right. Both teams force over 20 turnovers a game. Sam Houston is 6th in the country. They force over 23 turnovers a game. Western Kentucky forces over 20. So this game is going to be a game of a lot of action, a lot of fast pace, and you're right, whoever handles the ball at the end of the day will probably be the winner.
It's going to be up and down. Sam Houston likes to get downhill. Western Kentucky likes to shoot the threes. That really where the styles differ. Sam Houston going inside, that starts with Renee Smith.
Renee Smith, one of the most improved players in the country, averages a double-double, averages 11 points, 10 rebounds a game, 6 double-doubles for the year, 3 straight. She will be a big-time force for Sam Houston.
Like you said, one of the most improved players in the entire country. Her numbers have taken a massive leap this year. Alexis Mead, big-time game at Liberty with 20 points to help Western get the win.
Yeah, she had 20 points, not just 20 points, she had 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and in the big comeback against Liberty, Western Kentucky down 15 at one time. She leads the conference in steals. She's first on the team in assists, first in three-point shooting, and I just think she's the glue to the team. I mean, she averages 10 points, 4 rebounds, about three assists a game, and 41% from three-point line.
Raven Justice knows that her team has an uphill climb today against the Hilltoppers. Her 6th season at Sam Houston. She's coached in 3 different conferences, the Southland, the WAC, now Conference USA, their first run. She's been in the Houston area her entire career. And again, a tough challenge on the road against Greg Collins' team. His squads always can shoot the 3, but he's had to stress rebounding this year, and that's where Sam Houston feels like it has the advantage.
Yes, Sam Houston is 2nd in the country in offensive rebounds, 19 a game. And the one major weakness that Western Kentucky has had this year is on the glass. They're -7, so that's another big key to, tonight is can Western Kentucky, can they rebound or at least hold their own against a great rebounding team from Sam Houston.
Starts with guarding Renee Smith, hitting her on the glass, 10 rebounds a game for Smith. Has a post touch here. Feeds out for Tamara DeRoe, the starting point guard who's helped fill a void, and she has a steal, giving it right back to Sam Houston. Cassidy Dixon muscles inside, misses the shot. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to see a lot of action right here, and that's Western Kentucky. I don't think you're going to worry too much about the shot clock in this game.
Absolutely not. Western loves to get shots up quick, but Sam Houston knows that. They like to apply pressure quickly defensively. The first 20 seconds of the shot clock. Nice feed inside to Otis Betancourt. Second try here, and Betancourt will head to the line.
Yeah, that was a nice pass that time by Destiny Celery on the little baseline drive against the 2-3 zone. You can see right here, that's a nice dish right there. Betancourt missed the first, but active and got the second attempt.
The starter since late November, Otis Betancourt, the senior out of Venezuela, and 6 steals over the last 2 games. You're going to hear us talk about the steal numbers for a ton of players because, again, both of these teams are incredible at forcing turnovers.
That's what they do well. She played well in the last game. She had 3 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals against Liberty. By the way, that was a big foul the first minute. That was against Renee Smith, the player, the 6'2" player that we talked about in pregame.
Nearly an overthrow there. Good catch for Kaylee Jefferson. Yeah, Western would love to get Smith in foul trouble. They whip it around the wheel. Here's a 3 try, and Shanti Henry, the senior out of Wichita, drills it.
Yeah, she only averages 4 a game, but she's been hot lately. 11, 10, and 9, 3 of her last 4 games. Come off a 9-point game against La Tech.
Started the year really cold from deep, but starting to heat up like you said. She can fill it up from deep. 3-1 Sam Houston early on, about 90 seconds in. And it'll stay with Western.
Sam Houston starting off in a 2-3 zone. Now, it's not a passive 2-3 zone. It's an aggressive 2-3 zone, but they primarily play very, very overplaying a lot of man-to-man. So a little surprising they're starting off in a 2-3 zone.
Different look for Western. See how the Hilltoppers handle. Alexis Mead coming off 20 points at Liberty. Fakes the step back, drive and kick. Faustino comes up short at the buzzer on the shot clock, and the rebound to Smith. Sam Houston, a loss at Louisiana Tech in their first ever Conference USA game on Saturday by 4. And an offensive foul gives it right back to the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, they're going to call that, I think they called that illegal screen on Kaylee Jefferson that time. But they, as you can see right there, and that's, yep, and that's going to be like a hip check that time into Lexi Mead. Good call that time by the officials. But that was a pretty good performance, I thought, by Sam Houston against Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech's got a good team, and it's a very difficult place to play. And it was 62-56, and that game went back and forth the whole way. And good comeback late in the game by Sam Houston. Just couldn't catch them.
They've been really close the last 5, but unable to get a win in there. 5 straight losses for Sam Houston as Betancourt again has it roll off. Meanwhile, Western playing for its 3rd consecutive win today. Quick post feed, found nobody.
Well, the idea was right by Sam Houston. Anytime they're trying to throw it into Smith is the right play, but again, Western Kentucky does not make it easy throwing it to the post. They're not big, but what Western Kentucky does well in terms of defending the post is they put pressure on the ball. It makes it very difficult, like pressuring the quarterback in football.
Pressure is a vocab term pretty common with both these teams.
That's correct.
Here's Salary, the Ole Miss transfer, and wow, she floated it home.
Yes, she can flat out score in different ways. She can shoot the 3 and drive. She's coming off not her best performance. She only had 2 points against Liberty. She's had 20 twice so far in her 5 games.
Yeah, her worst game with Western, but Western still got the win. Rebound to Betancourt here. Salary averaging 14 points a game after being ruled eligible mid-December. Into the corner, Acacia Hayes, top scorer in the Conference USA, and she scoops it home.
And that's why averages close to 17 a game, and she can, for her size, she can really get to the rim.
Can get by you in a flash, according to Greg Collins. Cassidy Dixon attacks the rack for 2.
And that's what she does. Dixon does not shoot many threes at all, and she's a driver.
One of the most athletic players on the floor always, according to Raven Justice. Faustino for 3.
Big shot that time by Patricia Faustino. She made 2 threes in her last game against Liberty and 8 points.
That's just lost right out of bounds by Dixon. Faustino is always going to bring 3 and D to this team.
And she is, she's a senior, and Teresa Faustino can. It's one of those players, from a coaching perspective that I think Coach Collins trusts. She can really guard people, makes good decisions offensively, very steady.
Trust is huge at this point in the season.
Absolutely.
Drive and kick. Here's Salary. Off the heel, and the rebound to Diana Rosenthal, the leading scorer for Sam Houston.
May have just gotten away with a double dribble.
Back out to Rosenthal, trying to capitalize on the missed call, and she does.
Yeah, averages 12.4 off the bench, and nice pull-up jump shot right there.
Transfer from Prairie View A&M, played the last 4 years there. Mead, what a dish off to Salary.
I tell you what, Lexi Mead as a point guard is just an outstanding player. She just a tremendous passer that time and so forth.
Top 5 in the conference in assists this year at 4 a game. That was a really good post feed, helping Houghton turn right into the shot.
Houghton, 6'1" sophomore.
And a transfer from Hartford in Division III. Right back to Betancourt inside.
Yeah, and another assist by Lexi Mead. If you are a player, one of the players that you want a dream to play with is a point guard that can pass. And that's exactly what Lexi Mead is.
A rejection from Betancourt. Kemp got it back, and the reload for Sam Houston. No good from 3. This is a team that only averages 4 threes a game. They don't shoot it particularly well from downtown. Salary, corner three's good.
The extra pass by Teresa Faustino, so a great start this time by Western Kentucky.
15-9 Hilltoppers. It was a slow start on the offensive end, but they're heating it up from downtown fast. 15-9.
She's become eligible from Western Kentucky.
I mean, the fact that she was Ole Miss and previously Tennessee speaks to the talent of Salary, and now that she's ruled eligible, Western is very happy to have her in the lineup.
Yeah, she played every game last year for Ole Miss. She averaged like 4 points a game, but Ole Miss went to the Final 8 last year. They lost to Louisville in the Final 8, so she was not somebody that just sit on the bench. She was a contributor last year for Ole Miss. Now Sam Houston, for the first time, picks up full court and has got now that zone into their man-to-man defense.
We'll see if that changes things for Western. They were picking apart the zone early, forcing the Sam Houston timeout. Hayes over to Caitlin Staley. Into the corner, Mead. And too far into the corner, steps out of bounds.
I was going to say, she made a great catch, just could not keep her.
5'5" might be a little generous for Alexis Mead, so that's a tough catch.
Yes, it is. Made a one-hand catch, just couldn't keep her feet in bounds.
There's Jaira Sissoko bringing the ball up the floor, the junior out of Mali. Houghton whips for Sissoko. And the floater's rejected. Staley got all of it. Here comes Hayes for two.
Caitlin Staley leads the team in blocks, as you can see. She has 22 now for the year. Started off the year with 6 in her first game.
That was thunderous.
And she kept it in play, and it was almost like an assist, a block and an assist.
That is defense to offense personified. High screen for Henry. Double comes. Pass out to Dixon. Under 10 to shoot. Feed inside Sissoko. Off the spin. 4-2.
That's a tough shot. That time got it around Staley.
Oh, Mead just turned it over. Threw it right to Seaton. And Alexis Seaton is fouled from behind.
Yeah, I think Lexi Mead thought Acacia Hayes was going to come back for the ball, and that time it didn't happen. But give Sam Houston credit. That's why they're 6th in the country and 4 turnovers.
24 a game they force.
That's a bunch.
That's a lot. Western forces 21.
And I think, in fairness, Western Kentucky has probably played an overall tougher schedule with Vanderbilt and Kansas State and Oregon State, but still impressive.
There's Henry for her second three. Yeah, Western certainly tested itself in the non-conference. Started 5-1. And won their first conference game. There's Mead with the finger roll.
That was not an easy shot as well, but nice play again by Lexi Mead.
19-14 Western. Western flying around on defense. On the stride, Seaton fouled. Again, that's what Sam Houston wants to do.
No question about it. They are a team that I call them drivers. They like to attack the basket. I think the coach said they like to go downhill, which means they want to go to the basket. And one of the reasons why they're second in the nation in free throw attempts is because they drive it and they force a lot of fouls. You know, it is unusual to be here on January 10th and watch a team who is second in the nation in offensive rebounds, second in the nation in free throws made, and third in free throw attempts. And the team in Sam Houston is 5-8.
Right.
Yeah.
Now they still manage 70 points a game because of the rebounding and the free throws, but they're last in the conference in basically every shooting category.
Except free throws.
Correct. Attempts, percentage-wise, they're last.
That's correct.
Thus leading to a decent amount of offensive rebounds. But they've been right there the last stretch of games just trying to figure out how to finish.
Well, they play hard, and that's what I noticed on watching a couple of games and films. They do play hard, and that's a skill anymore, just playing hard. A lot of people don't do that.
Here's Hayes driving hard to the rim. What a move.
That's a great hesitation dribble. I mean, if you want to go by people, change speeds, and that's exactly what Acacia Hayes did.
She has turned into a well-rounded scorer this year. That's a turnover for Sam Houston. Western's had control so far here in the first quarter, up by 2 to 3 possessions most of the way.
Yeah, it's a good start for Western Kentucky. They're normally a second-half team, not a first-half team.
Oh, Hayes is feeling it.
Yeah, she has been on a heater lately. She's had 19 or more points 5 of her last 6 games, and she's on that pace again.
And she shot it really well from 3. Multiple threes her last 6. And a 4-for-4 start from the floor for Hayes. Steal for Faustino. Long pass ahead to Salary. And cashes in.
Yeah, it's a great pass right there. It just led Salary perfect. It should just catch, one dribble, score.
Tell you what, Western is smooth in transition.
They're playing, Western Kentucky has played really well the last 4 or 5 games.
On pace for over 100 right now. Rosenthal's been quiet. Pull up, yes.
She's got a nice game. A nice game about her. The 2-point pull-up jumper is not something a lot of players do anymore. She's got a nice little pull-up mid-range jumper.
Double figures in all but 2 games, and she's coming off the bench.
Yeah, averaged 15 a game last year for Prairie View.
Her and Smith leading the way for Sam Houston this year. Dixon out to Rosenthal. Just over 30 seconds to go, and there's Rosenthal with the mid-range again.
Oh, that's her game. She's 3 for 3 with that pull-up jumper.
So back-to-back buckets for Rosenthal has trimmed the lead from 10 to 6 here, right at the end of the first.
Western Kentucky should take the shot. I always like to take a shot right around 4 or 5 seconds on the shot clock, where if you miss, you can get the offensive rebound.
Here comes Meade. Drive and kick. Hayes would have made her 5 for 5. 6 seconds to go. Deflects out to Faustino. Got some time here, but Faustino called for the double dribble.
Yeah, I didn't think she ever got control of it that time, but anyway, that was the call. Thought Western Kentucky shot it a little early that time. It is going to give Sam Houston an opportunity to get a shot. 2.1, you can get a couple of dribbles in a shot if you're going forward.
Can't blame Hayes for taking the shot, though. She was 4 for 4.
No, that's right. She's hot. I mean, I wouldn't say anything.
Her and Salary with 9 each. Nearly intercepted by Salary. Tipped away. She does get it, but doesn't get the shot off. A defensive stand nonetheless for Western at the end of the first quarter, and a 26-20 lead after 1 over Sam Houston.
Entertaining, to say the least.
Entertaining, to say the least, John. Western is high flying on the offensive side. We told you it'd be fast, and so far it has been.
Off a great block that time by Caitlin. And she also has a hesitation dribble, and I think we'll probably see the 3 that she made as well. I mean, she is an all-around good player, in particular an all-around good offensive player, because she can score off the drive and 3.
We mentioned it. Greg Carlin said she can get by you in a flash. Just that quick. And that opens up the 3-point game eventually.
Yeah, she's quick off the dribble, but she also has good moves. Just changing speeds makes her even quicker.
A couple of threes for Chauncey Henry and Sam Houston in the first quarter. Off the mark there, and the rebound to Karis Allen, who was a starter for most of the season, coming off the bench the last 3. Travel called on Western.
Yeah, Karis Allen averages 5.3 rebounds a game, leading rebounder on her team, and when she gets going, she is a dynamic athlete on the floor. Very good rebounder, and she can score too.
Absolutely, 7 points a game, but had plenty of double-figure games this year. Quick shot, banks home for Seton.
Don't know if she aimed to do that, but she'll take it.
Quickly back to the point about Karis Allen, though. You wonder if she's going to get more minutes today because they need rebounding against this team.
Absolutely, I think so. They do, but Smith is only for Sam Houston, only played 3 minutes that first quarter.
And one chance here for Allen.
Well, speaking about Allen, and then she kind of backs up what we've been talking about. Athletic, good move right there. That's a nice drive, rip through move to the basket, and going to get the foul on Rosenthal.
She came on strong at the end of last year. Her 3 highest scoring games were in conference play. Sometimes you see non-conference numbers drop when you get to tougher competition in conference, but for Allen it was the opposite, and they're hoping the same is true this year.
Right, I think part of it was experience, and part of it was she was overcoming some early injuries.
28-22 Western as they play for their third straight win, trying to move to 2-0 in conference tonight. Rosenthal doesn't get the bounce and the rebound to Allen.
Allen's second rebound in 2 minutes.
Western winning the rebounding battle right now.
And I think some of it has to do with Smith just not being in the game for whatever reason.
Yeah, averages 10 a game. That's a big part of it. Salary over the top, no. Rebound to Rosenthal. And down goes Rosenthal.
I think they're going to get Lexi. I think they got Lexi Mead on the call. I don't know if Lexi necessarily agreed with that. Pickpocket.
With how well Western shot it, 67% from the floor. Pretty impressive that Sam Houston's in the game right now.
I was going to say, you know, if you just if you turn the scoreboard off and you don't know the score, you think Western Kentucky dominated the game. But you're right, only up 6.
2-possession game here. Rosenthal pull up, yes.
And that's one of the reasons why is because of Rosenthal. Give her, she's 4 out of 5 right now. That's 8 points for her.
And I think 3 of those shots have been mid-range pull-ups.
Yes.
Alexis Mead in the trees, kick out. Here's Allen. Oh, the rainbow 3 drops.
Big time arch, but she can make that shot. And another assist that time by Lexi Mead, getting deep into the lane and then finding Karis Allen from the wing.
4 for 7 from downtown for Western. Always a good 3-point shooting team under Greg Collins. Sydney Kemp will try and knock it down.
Now, Sydney Kemp last year shot 39% from 3. This year, 33%. She's the leading 3-point shooter for Sam Houston.
Did they make these rims bigger? Because Sam Houston averages 4 threes a game, and they already have 3.
It must be. I mean, sometimes it's contagious when the ball goes in.
On both sides tonight as Salary hits the mid-range.
Well, I like offense, and that's what we got going on right now. When the ball goes into the basket, it makes the game better.
Quite frankly, we thought it would be the opposite.
Both teams are known for their defense, you're right. But right now, both teams are really scoring.
And Rosenthal, fouled, will have 2 shots.
Yeah, you don't want to foul a jump shooter or a jump shot, but you can understand why Karis Allen may have fouled Rosenthal, since Rosenthal has made about every shot she's taken.
A few subs here for Sam Houston. Kaylee Jefferson, Tamara DeRoe both check in. You know, Rosenthal, great journey to this point. We mentioned that she was at Prairie View A&M, last 4 years in the SWAC. She grew up playing on the concrete courts in St. Petersburg in Florida. She didn't have the luxury of playing AAU. After high school practice, she went straight to her full-time job at McDonald's, worked a shift from 6 to 11, and that toughness, that grit, got her to college in the first place, and has made her a great player, too.
That is a great story. That is a great story. So many kids grow up now with the AAU game and the AAU kind of culture at times. It's kind of nice to see a different alternative.
Had to work for everything in life, not just her success on the court, and it's cool to see her have that success.
And you like to see people rewarded for that as well.
Right now, Rosenthal leading the way for Sam Houston with 8. Josie Gilvin got the deflection. Out comes Alexis Mead. Some scrambling here for Western. And a bump. Foul call. That's on Aaliyah Pitts.
Yeah, once the player goes down, once the player goes down, you have to call that, and that's the correct call.
Pitts, a senior, playing her first minutes here in the second quarter.
And here comes Renee Smith back into the game.
Yeah, Smith only has 1 foul. Surprised that she's played as little as she has.
I agree.
Averaging 12 and 10. Smith going right to the rack. Bank shot, no. Deflected away. Smith gets it back. Doesn't miss that one.
No, that's the old Moses Malone trait. She missed her shot and got her own offensive rebound, so that helps her offensive rebounding stats.
3 straight double-doubles. She can rebound with the best of them. Out to Pitts. Pitch, she can really shoot.
Another assist to by Lexi Mead. Almost every one of these threes have been set up by penetration by Lexi Mead.
Mead already with 5 assists. She averages 4 a game. And she's got the steal. One-on-one, Mead with speed, and Mead stuffed by the rim. Credit Cassidy Dixon for hustling back.
Yeah, I think Lexi was more interested that time in drawing the foul rather than just making the shot, and that time did not get the benefit of the call.
And Mead will take a seat. Western sets up. It's full court 2-2-1.
Yes. Oftentimes the 2-2-1 is a little bit of a lighter pressure, and they'll probably fall back into a 2-3 zone.
So if it's lighter, why do you play it?
It takes time off the shot clock. That's one thing, and sometimes just enough harassing will cause the team just to make bad decisions.
Bad decision inside there, stripped for Betancourt. And Hayes was fouled.
Yeah, that's a frustration foul that time by Seton.
So we mentioned the turnover battle being really important right off the top. Sam Houston with 10 and Western only with 6 right now.
Yeah, the 10 with 5 minutes left in the second quarter is not what you want if you're Sam Houston.
Both teams are shooting 60% or higher.
Yeah, when both teams don't turn it over, they're scoring.
Right.
There's another turnover for Western Kentucky.
It's been all or nothing so far. Inside to Smith, creates some space. Might have gotten away with a foul or no foul call there. And it'll stay with Sam Houston. Looks like Betancourt fouled Smith on that jumper.
Yeah, it was a good effort. You can see why she's second in the nation in offensive rebounding as a player. She is ferocious going for the offensive boards.
So Smith starting to play more minutes, make an impact in this one, but Western still hanging on to its 3-possession lead, up by 7.
Hey, man, it's time to move on down.
Diana Rosenthal, the leading scorer for Sam Houston. Old school with the mid-range game today.
I was going to say, old school. She really has a nice little pull-up jump shot. She's got 8 points, and pretty much all of them off the little ball fake right here. That's a nice move and pull-up jump shot. Don't see a lot of that in today's game, but she's got a nice kind of old school game about her.
Helping lead a high-scoring attack for both sides so far. Turnover right to Pitts for Western.
That's number 11.
That has really hampered Sam Houston to this point. Big reason why they're down 7.
Yeah, they're shooting good enough, 54%, but Western Kentucky shooting 68%.
That is scorching, and it just got better with Hayes.
Yeah, move it up to about 70 now.
69.6, just a little bit off there. Rosenthal, way short. Rebound to Pitts.
Great pass that time.
Extra pass to Gilvin. No look, Betancourt. Rolls off, just short-armed it. Allen is chasing Kemp, who's caught in the backcourt. This is a tough spot, gives it right to Gilvin.
I think it's a timeout by Coach Collins, I believe. Saw something he didn't like.
There was initially a foul call, but it looks like they awarded the timeout first.
Okay, it's going to be a 30-second timeout.
But Western forces another turnover. That was number 12.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how both teams play, but Western Kentucky has been doing this for the last, since Coach down.
5-second call. Allen did not get it in time. But you think about the 2 factors in coming back when you are down. You need to force turnovers, and you need to hit threes, and those are the 2 strengths for Western.
That's correct, and it never hurts to have good guards either. And when you got Hayes and Mead, 2 of the better guards in the conference, that helps a lot as well.
Well, they're not playing from behind right now. Up by 9. Sam Houston scoreless the last 2 minutes plus. Inside to Smith. Under 4 to go here in the second quarter. Off the shot fake, Henry. That is good.
That's a good fundamental play that time by Henry. She shot faked at the 3-point line, 1 dribble, pull-up jumper.
Henry's shot has looked good tonight. 2 for 4 from the floor and 6 points.
I think Coach Justice is a little upset with that call. I think they called a hand check that time on Sam Houston, and Coach Justice, I think, disagrees with that call.
Despite the styles for both these teams, we thought it might be a foul fest. There's been 10 total fouls.
That's correct. Not a lot of free throws at all, which suits me just fine. I like action, not fouls and free throw shooting.
There's been good action here in the first half. Here's Hayes, had a hot stretch near the end of the first quarter, early second. And Betancourt near the elbow hits.
And give that assist to Keisha Hayes. Betancourt is a good face-up shooter from 15 feet in.
Yeah, she's got a smooth game on the face-up. Back to a 9-point lead for Western. In the corner, Henry off the shot fake, drifting, goes reverse, missed it. And Smith on the putback, she's there again.
Yeah, that's what Smith does well. That was a tough shot by Henry. Almost made that little left-hand reverse, but Renee Smith, who just has a man, it's not an accident that you average a double-double. 6'2", but also active. Just went and got the rebound and drew the foul.
Well, you talked about her being so improved. Over the summer, she really committed to being to improving. Her summer schedule was 6 a.m. workouts every morning. Come back for 12 p.m. film sessions. Then she had a late night free throw session. When you put in that type of work, often the results follow.
Yeah, she's gone from 4 points a game and 4 rebounds to a double-double, and that's pretty impressive.
One of the best post players in the entire conference.
And there's some good ones in this conference as well.
Absolutely. Betancourt. She's turning into one of them.
She is another player that has, I think, massively improved from last year. I mean, Betancourt had a hard time last year just getting minutes, and now she's a starter for Western Kentucky and a big-time contributor. 7
points already, and Sam Houston is really having a hard time with this pressure. That's 13 turnovers.
Yeah, that's hard to win any basketball game when you're turning the ball over at this pace.
And when Western's shooting 69%.
That's correct. That's double trouble.
Meade scanning, and the bounce pass stolen. Jefferson, good hands. 6th-year senior feeds over to Henry. Now she's trapped. That hits a foot, kicked by Western. It'll stay with Sam Houston, and they're fortunate that it was kicked.
Yeah, picking your dribble up right across half court in the corner, in the upper part, is not where you want to be as an offensive player. That and the corners are generally disasters.
That was nearly an over and back. And weaving her way inside, that was blocked, and a foul is called.
Yeah, that was Kellis Grant, and she has only played in 7 games this year. Only averages like 4 minutes a game. But I think Coach Justice has given her a shot at the point guard position. Not happy with the ball handling so far.
Yeah, DeRoe struggled with some of the pressure, and they are missing their point guard that they expected to have coming into the year, Brianna Block. She tore her ACL preseason, so they've tried Kemp, they've tried DeRoe, and now giving Grant some run at point guard.
Yeah, Grant's the only freshman on the roster. 4 straight misses by Smith from the free throw line. Only shoots 49% from the line, so that's one of her weaknesses.
And as a team, Sam Houston is 2 for 8 at the stripe. To pick up a win on the road in this conference, you're going to have to do better than that at the stripe.
Yeah, that's a bad stat.
Hayes was fouled going straight up.
And that's 2 fouls that time on Smith, and that was an obvious foul. Came right across that time on Hayes, so she will probably have to come out and sit.
Yeah, with 146, definitely don't want to pick up a third here.
Yeah, you can see that. That's the correct call, no doubter.
Hayes can be a big-time bucket. Had 29 points against Kansas State, who's a top 10 team in the net. That's really impressive.
Yeah, and she's leads the conference in free throw shooting, free throw attempts, 28th in the nation in free throw total free throws.
And now that she's shooting well from 3 too, just hard to stop.
Yeah, I agree. That's why she's one of the best guards in the conference.
13 points so far. Corner 3 for Henry, and bounces over to Salary. Here comes Salary in transition. Bounce out to Mead. What a ball fake. And the rebound pulled in by Dixon. Lost it to Mead. Mead scrambles, finds Salary. Had to collect herself. That gave time for Sam Houston to recover, but Western will keep the ball.
Yeah, a lot of action on that possession that time. I think Salary wish she had that ball back a little bit. I think she made that shot a little bit tougher than it was. She should have just jumped right over. As you can see right here, there's probably go down as another turnover for Sam Houston, and that time I think Salary normally makes that shot.
She's got 11. Had some early buckets today to help get Western off and running. Salary coming off the screen, right back to Betancourt. Takes a tough pull-up jumper and hits it.
That's just confidence. She would never even taken that shot last year.
She only played 5 to 10 minutes a game last year.
That's correct. She's getting close to her high for her career here. She had 11 points earlier in the year against Nevada. Against Miami.
She's already at 9. Another turnover for Sam Houston. That's the 15th of the game, and Western's up by 15. Largest lead for the Hilltoppers. Faustino left alone. Decides to drive and decides to score.
Beautiful play that time by Faustino and Betancourt too on the screen. Just a nice drive that time by Faustino. Finished with her left hand.
How about this offense for Western? 48 points in the first half. 15 seconds left.
And this is normally the half that Western Kentucky struggles, especially this quarter. It's the worst quarter traditionally, the second quarter.
Not tonight. 5 seconds. Steal for Gilvin. She can make it 50 here. And she does.
That kind of typifies the half right there, ending the half on a steal by Gilvin, and then the finish.
A 12-0 run for Western over the last 4 minutes of the first half. What a way to close it out.
Yeah, if you're Western Kentucky in particular, you can't ask for a better half.
50-31 in Game 2 of Conference USA play, leading Sam Houston. Then they went cold.
Yeah, and a lot of it was with Rosenthal coming off the bench. You can watch her pull-up jumpers. We talked about that earlier. She's got a really nice kind of old-school game to her. Right there is 3 straight pull-up jumpers by Rosenthal. I thought she had a good first half. I also thought that I think that was Sydney Kemp, one of their leading scorers as well. She made that 3, and that right there is Shantae Henry, who played well off the bench too with a little pull-up jump shot.
Yeah, Henry and Kemp are their main sharpshooters. Hit some early to keep Sam Houston in striking distance. Felt like it was 5 to 7 points most of the way. And then Western goes on its big run at the end of the first half, 12-0.
And a lot of it was led by Acacia Hayes. Acacia Hayes, what makes her so good is she can score off the dribble. See that little reverse layup. She's also more than capable. Right there is a great block. That right there is probably the highlight so far of the game. The block by Caitlin Staley that led directly to the layup. There's the hesitation dribble and finish with the left hand. I think we probably have a 3 right there as well by Acacia Hayes. Just an all-around game by Acacia Hayes. That's what makes her one of the better guards in the conference. And you see that drive off the little handoff, little action there with Betancourt.
5 for 6 on the floor for Hayes, and Salary had buckets early to put Western in front.
I think she really changes the makeup of the team. When she became eligible 5 games ago, the Ole Miss transfer, she is a tremendous athlete. She's a 6-foot guard that can score in numerous ways and kind of gives Western Kentucky that third score.
Yeah, the guard trio of Mead, Salary, and Hayes. It'd be hard-pressed to tell me there's a better one in the conference right now.
I agree, and they're different. Mead is the point guard that creates so many things for Western Kentucky. And right there's Betancourt, who had a really good half as well. Acacia Hayes, leading scorer in the conference, and can score in so many different ways. And then you had the 6-foot Salary, who's kind of the 2-3, probably the kind of the missing factor that really makes Western Kentucky much more difficult, I think, to guard now than they were before Salary became eligible.
That NCAA rule change was huge for a number of programs and players across the country. You used to have to sit out if you transferred between four-year schools 2 times. You would have to sit out after you transferred a second time. But the NCAA changed that with the court ruling mid-December. So all of a sudden, all these players become eligible, including Salary. And she came in really hot over the last 5 games, averaging 14 a game and on pace for more than that tonight.
Yeah, it's a game changer. It's basically, until something changes, kind of free agency for every player to transfer.
A lot of changes across the country in college athletics, but Western very happy that Destiny Salary is eligible and playing well. Underway here in the second half. Again, Western going for its 3rd straight win and a 2-0 record in Conference USA. Faustino off the hesitation. Foul is called, and it's on Sam Houston.
It's going to be a block, I believe, on Rosenthal. And again, just another nice hesitation dribble by Faustino. You can tell right there, that's the hesitation. You can tell that one of the things, that's a close call right there. Rosenthal was probably, that's pretty close. But you can tell Western Kentucky that they work on that a lot. All their guards have that change of pace dribble. And it's hard to go by people if you're just in 5th gear constantly, but if you can go from 5th to 3rd and back to 5th, that's how you go by people.
Yeah, we've seen that from Alexis Mead a number of times today, and Faustino showed it as well. Now to a 20-point lead for Western after Faustino hits 1 of 2. 6 points for Faustino. Tight defense from Mead on Rosenthal, anticipating the mid-range game. Down goes Rosenthal and a foul on Mead.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a call where Alexi Mead was probably just in a wrong spot at the wrong time there. Not a lot of contact.
Quick bounce pass to Rosenthal, deflected out of bounds by the lengthy Salary.
Yeah, Salary is bigger than I thought when I first started watching her. I mean, she's legit 5'11", 6 foot.
And Hayes and Mead are smaller guards. Again, a great compliment to them.
Yes.
9 to shoot here for Sam Houston. Henry, bounce pass inside for Smith. In traffic, kick out Rosenthal. And a spinner is an air ball.
Yeah, probably 1 foot outside of her normal range.
Faustino calm on the inside, decides to go to the outside. Skip pass over to Mead. Fires away. Offensive rebound for Salary in the putback. She was fouled.
Yeah, that's the other thing that Salary can do. She's athletic and tall enough where she can go in there and get a lot of offensive rebounds. You can see the missed shot that time by Lexi Mead and just a tremendous athletic rebound that time by Salary. Shoots 80% so far from the year from the free throw line as well.
You wondered how the transition back to game action would go for Salary. She was practicing, but practice is different than a game. And she announced her presence with 20 points, 3 for 4 from 3 in her first game back against Abilene Christian.
And made the game winner, too.
Yeah, not bad.
No.
Salary up to 12 points. Make it 13, and Western up by 22. On the floor, Betancourt, and rolls it out to Hayes.
Got a big advantage.
Here comes Western. Pass ahead, Salary goes right up with it.
Yeah, great 2-on-1 fast break that time by Western Kentucky. Perfect execution.
Still no points for Sam Houston here in the second half. Smith right through Betancourt, no call.
That's probably a call you get maybe if the game's closer. Pretty good job that time by Betancourt.
It's a fair point. 22-point lead, all Western Kentucky since the late stages of the second quarter. That cross for Hayes was filthy.
What a move that time. Not only did she cross her over, but went by Smith on the help.
Here comes Dixon down the baseline. Yes, tried to draw an and one, didn't get the call. Pass ahead, Faustino, 4-2.
Yeah, that's just not acceptable for Sam Houston. You should not give up a layup after making a goal yourself, just not getting back on defense.
Rosenthal fouled on the floater. This is a much better defensive Sam Houston team overall this year than we've seen tonight.
Yes, and part of it, I agree with that. Western Kentucky's guards are really, really good, and I think sometimes it's hard to press good guards. It also helps that Western Kentucky is shooting about 70%. I think it even adds even more confidence and energy to your game.
Well, when you do press, if it gets broken, oftentimes there's easy shots on the other side of the rainbow.
And Sam Houston, I know I would have trouble if I was them. We was talking to their sports information person before the game, and they sat on the runway down in Houston for about an hour, hour and a half. That would drive me crazy, by the way. Of course, they were leaving, had a lot of Michigan fans down there trying to get out as well. So it would take me a while to get over just sitting on a runway. I'm not a great flyer.
You know, traveling's not easy ever nowadays, but especially when one of the biggest sporting events of the country is going on.
Absolutely.
They made it, though. Got off to a pretty good start. But
they did.
Western has taken over. Even though the league has been trimmed down to 9 teams, John, it's still a really good league, and it's going to be hard to win on the road.
Well, the top end in particular, when you throw in Middle Tennessee, Liberty, and Western Kentucky, and Louisiana Tech has a great history as well.
Yes.
Great history in the conference. So you're talking about those 4 have a lot of pedigree. But it's a new conference.
It is a new conference. Sam Houston new to the conference. In the first ever meeting with Western, they trail by 22. And Western trying to wrap it up for their second conference win here at home. Night for Mental Health Awareness Night.
Good cause.
Absolutely.
Definitely a good cause.
Everybody's got them on. I think one of the assistants even has green shoes on, maybe.
Well, Coach Collins has the shoelaces as well.
Yep. Certainly stand out. And again, Mental Health Awareness Night, the reason for them, as we're back underway. Western Kentucky has dominated since the late stages of the second quarter. Here comes Faustino. Got the step, missed the layup. But rolls right back to Faustino and hits with the left.
Yeah, give that to Lexi Mead.
Had a smirk on her face after that one. The pressure's just relentless. Here she comes again. Henry, bounce pass, nearly stolen, finds its way to Smith, but she walks.
Turnover 17, is that right? I believe
that's number 18, maybe.
18. Yeah, Sam Houston has just continually made the same mistake, dribbling it past half court down the sideline and running right into some traps.
Lob here to Hayes. Drop off to Betancourt, and she will head to the line to try and get in double figures.
Yeah, it was a good catch that time by Betancourt. Ball was kind of thrown a little bit behind her, but nice athletic catch.
And if Betancourt knocks down both, she'll equal her season high of 11.
And she's a good free throw shooter. You can tell. I mean, she shoots 69% for the year from the free throw line. But most people who have good, like, face-up games, it's a kind of a natural transition into a good free throw shooter.
Yeah, on a regular jump shot from that spot, she's going to hit it more often than not.
That's right.
And Betancourt has equaled her season high of 11. The senior from Venezuela having the best year of her career.
Started off her career at South Florida, I believe.
Yep. And went to Panola College. Actually, it was Panola College as a freshman, then South Florida, before coming to Western Kentucky. Henry off the mark. Offensive rebound for Hutton. And chucks it right to the scorer's table. Again, this Sam Houston team has been in really tight games. The last 4 decided by single digits. 5 straight losses, so they've been in a lot of close games, and Now going on the road for a second straight against a good team to start conference play. Maybe feels like they're running out of gas a little bit.
Could be, because you know, their last game was at Louisiana Tech, and that's a tough travel.
That's a haul. And you come up to Bowling Green, the flight situation that you mentioned, sitting on the tarmac for a couple of hours.
It would wear me out just thinking about it.
I don't think you're alone here. Rolls out from Meade, and the rebound to Kemp.
And plus, they're facing a really good team in Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Western's playing one of its best games of the season as Kaylee Jefferson hits.
Yeah, she's been quiet tonight. She averages 10 points a game and 7 rebounds. She's a fifth-year player. She's played 115 games for Sam Houston.
I'll do you one better, John. She's a sixth-year player.
6-year, okay. 4-year starter, I believe.
How'd that bounce out for salary? Bounces out of bounds and back to Sam Houston. So it is easy to get that confused. She started her college career at East Carolina, 1 semester there, then transferred to Sam Houston, and she spent the last 5.5 years in Houston.
Got one of the COVID years, I believe.
That's right. Raven Justice said probably the only 6th-year player she'll ever coach because that COVID year is going to cycle out.
Yep.
Pound somehow bounces to Smith. Right back to Smith on the face-up. Smith shoots over the top and missed it. Just an off game for Renee Smith.
Yeah, that's where they want the ball to go, but like I mentioned earlier, it's not easy to get the ball to the post against Western Kentucky. This is an interesting matchup, Smith against Meade.
See if Western goes back to Meade here. Salary defers the screen. Offensive foul. They call it on Salary with the push-off.
A little right hand extended a little bit, according to the officials.
Still a 24-point lead for Western, in total control here in the third over Sam Houston. The first ever meeting's been a good one for the Hilltoppers against the Bearkats. 24-point edge for Western.
Tremendous history with Western Kentucky.
Greg Collins trying to lead the Hilltoppers back to the I mean, the mid-'80s to the mid-'90s, an absolute golden era.
Absolutely. 1992, they were runner-up. Defeated, I think, Missouri State in the semifinals. 3 Final Fours. They're 15th all-time Western Kentucky in Division I college women. One of 24 teams with over 1,000 wins, but tremendous history with Western Kentucky.
Greg Collins trying to lead the Hilltoppers back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2018, and it looks like a team that'll certainly challenge that mark from Middle Tennessee in the Conference USA.
They will be in the running for sure.
Here's Gilvin, 24-point edge for Western over Sam Houston, who is new to the conference. 4 new teams in the league this year. Need around a screen. Here comes that hesitation. Just couldn't finish the shot. It'll stay with Western.
Not only is Sam Houston new to the league, this is their 3rd conference in 3 years. They we were in the WAC for 2 years. Before that, I think it was the Southland Conference.
Southland Conference since the mid-'80s, and then the WAC for just a couple of years. But that's the state of college athletics right now.
And you can immediately play, but when you go D1 to D1, now if you're going D2 or D3 up, that's a whole different story.
Staley smothered on that shot, and Jefferson comes away with it. Here's a pass ahead to Dixon, and Staley from behind got a piece.
Great effort that time by Staley. And that time Dixon probably should have just gone ahead and shot the layup and extended, but she went off 2 feet that time and gave Staley an opportunity. What I like about the play with Staley, 24-point Western lead and still jogging back, she sprinted back to get that stop. That's a great effort.
Yeah, that combined effort with great shot blocking ability. Foul on the shot, Seton will have 2 shots. You know, Caitlin Staley, she had the highlight block in the first half, had another one just now, and 4th in Conference USA in blocks. One of the first conversations that Greg Collins had with her, Caitlin said she loves to block shots, and Greg said, I love to hear that.
Well, I mean, she's unique to the team. I mean, she is the biggest player. I mean, 6'3", and she's strong. And generally with post players, they get better as the years go on. They're a little bit slower to develop, and you can just tell with Staley, started off a little slow, and her minutes are picking up more and more. And I mean, she's a force inside as a shot blocker.
Yeah, just a different type of presence to help clean up some mistakes that they're hoping develops over time.
Yeah, back end of the press sometimes, you know, you come in and alter a shot. And there's some good-sized post players in this league, too. Liberty has a couple.
Yes.
Big post players. You got Smith here, and you need some size to Middle Tennessee has a 6'5" kid inside, so you need some size sometimes just to kind of hang in there against some of these bigger post players.
Yeah, Greg Collins really excited about the presence that Staley can bring alongside Betancourt and Jalen Brill, all 6'2 plus. Gilvin off the heel, rebound Dixon. Jefferson on the search, gets into Smith. Nothing there. Kick out, Henry. Tapped away, and Meade unable to save.
I'll say it was a good box out that time by Karis Allen. Just couldn't get it, but good box out that time by her and Staley. Sometimes just can't get the rebound, but they did their job.
Western up by 19 at halftime. They've elevated their lead into the 20s, and it stayed in the low 20s for the most part. Seton pull up. That doesn't go. Rebound to Meade. Good this time.
Yeah. And again, that was Caitlin Staley did a good job of keeping Smith off the boards that time.
Is this the most complete that you've seen Western this year?
No doubt about it. It's now they've had outstanding second halves and comebacks, but from the tip to right now in the third quarter, it's been the best I've seen them play. We'll see if they can maintain that throughout the game, but so far it's the best I've seen Western Kentucky play.
Dixon's got a lane, got the foul, got the bucket.
And that's what Dixon does too. She's coming off 14 points against Louisiana Tech, and a lot of her points against La Tech were off these drives. You can see this was a tough shot, but she's capable of making that. I'm going to call the body foul that time on Karis Allen. She's a transfer from East Arizona College.
And played at Grand Canyon the year before that.
Grand Canyon out of the WAC conference, I believe.
That is correct.
And sometimes you need a chart or a whiteboard to keep up with conference affiliation.
Well, yeah, realignment and, you know, geography doesn't really matter a whole lot anymore.
No, I mean, there's none.
Here's Aaliyah Pitts off the free throw miss, rebound. Pressure in the backcourt, lob ahead to Meade, who gets it across just in time. Dish off for Pitts, striding, just got off the pass. And it's Alexis Meade to create with under 10 to shoot and 2 minutes on the game clock in the third. Meade circles out to the three-point line and got it.
That's a highlight play. That's a dribble penetration, then step back to the three to make the three at the end of the shot clock. That's impressive.
Goes down as a 2, foot on the line. Still impressive nonetheless. Out of bounds off Staley there.
Well, that would have been a 3 a couple years ago.
Yeah, that keeps moving back.
Yeah, it does. It's exactly right.
I mean, you can only move it back so far unless we start to expand the court here.
Yeah, you'll be out of balance in the corners.
I know they want more space, more fluidity.
That's a 3. I knew I was right on that one. That's a 3.
They ruled it a 2. Just going by what they ruled here.
Well, they need to, for Lexi's, if we can see that replay again, guys, for Lexi's sake, that should be a 3. She's behind the line. I don't know if we had that replay again, but anyway, it's clear to me.
They should take a look at it the next break. They are able to go back and review that.
I don't know if they're even aware to do that. Again, if this was 65-64, I think they would probably
be very aware. Jefferson, rainbow 3 drops.
It's a nice shot that time by Kayla Jefferson. She's only shooting 17% from 3, but that looked good.
Highest numbers of her career this year, scoring-wise. And yeah, if she starts to shoot like that, adds a different dimension to Sam Houston. Rebound to Grant, who got some early minutes today after not playing much over the first stretch of the season. Near turnover. Meade trying to chase it down, and it's out of bounds off Sam Houston.
I can't think of a player that I would least want to go against. If I'm a cold point guard coming off the bench, I don't think I want Lexi Meade guarding me.
She never stops.
No, she is tenacious, to say the least. That'd be like a third-string quarterback going into the game and you're facing J.J. Watt. That's probably not what I want.
Or nowadays, maybe Max Crosby.
Max Crosby of the Raiders, yep.
T.J. Watt.
T.J. J.J. is retired, right?
Yeah,
T.J.
just last year.
Yeah, well, just
one of the Watts.
Any of the Watt brothers.
1 to play here in the third. Meade off the screen. Tried to get in front of Kemp. Passing lane cut off. Over to Pitts. Leah Pitts. Crossover into some space. Pitts is going to have to rise here. Pitts just chucks it up. Meade is there, but bounced off her fingers and right to Seton. Had the ball.
It's going to be fourth on Lexi Meade. It's a little ticky-tack call. If I'm Lexi, I'm going, listen, I should have had a 3, first of all.
And might take a look at it at the next break.
And, you know, it's 20. I mean, it's not unheard of in the shot clock time with 3-point shooting to come back. So don't think it's likely, but I would be a little uncomfortable if I'm Coach Collins with Lexi Meade with 4 on the bench.
Sam Houston has played Western even here in the third, 15 apiece. It has slowed down significantly compared to the fluidity and the pace of the first half. Mackenzie Chatfield's in the game for Meade, the freshman from New Zealand. Only played 3 minutes on the road at Liberty. And DeRoe has the steal. Tamara DeRoe is denied, but a foul.
That looked pretty clean to me from this angle, to be honest with you.
Gilvin got a lot of ball.
Right here, it's a good defense that time by DeRoe. She's only 5'2", but she's a really good defensive player. I think the call should have been on Staley because the block by Gilvin was clean.
They whistle Gilvin for the foul, but you're right. I think she got all ball.
She makes 2 of these. The lead is down to 16 with a whole quarter to play. That's
plenty of time.
It's plenty of time.
Western has led by as many as 26, and credit Sam Houston for not giving up. Tamara DeRoe Jr. and a transfer from Southwestern Assemblies of God University.
Haven't been there, have you?
No, I have not. NAI school south of Dallas. DeRoe got her own rebound, almost chucked it in, and the rebound to Pitts. Chatfield weaves her way towards the half-court stripe. Here comes the pressure. 12 seconds. Chatfield protecting the ball, asking for a screen. Chatfield off the bounce. Chatfield, long jumper. And the rebound to Jefferson to close out the third quarter. So Western led by 19 at the end of the first half. Sam Houston trailed by as many as 26 in that quarter, but rallied to cut it to 17. Western trying to close it out in the fourth next for their second conference win.
Correct. They waited till the end of the quarter and went back and fixed that, and who knows? You never know at the end of the game. May come down to 1 point.
Yeah. They'd cut it to 17. Sam Houston did after they trailed by 26 in the third quarter. Had some momentum, the most momentum they've had all game going into the fourth. See if Western can adjust. Acacia Hayes and Destiny Salary back in the game for Western. This is Seton, cut off in the baseline. Out to Jefferson, not much space. Offensive rebound Smith, and she sticks it in.
That's what Smith does. Really good offensive rebounder.
Chatfield still in the game at point because Alexis Mead has 4 fouls. And Chatfield travels.
Kind of got knocked off balance. I think the move was pretty good and kind of got knocked off balance. And as you can see right here, a little bit of body, but not much. And that's the turnover. Listen, it is tough coming off the bench as a point guard. And because you're cold, Mackenzie Chatfield's played none until just the end of that quarter. And it's tough to face a lot of defensive pressure.
Yeah, a team that loves to run and forces 24 turnovers a game.
Yeah, that is not easy.
Rebound Betancourt. Hayes across the court to Faustino. Telling everybody to slow down. Here's Betancourt spinning and took about 3 too many steps.
The other thing it's tough to do is to play with a lead too. It's really difficult to maintain that focus, and especially it's not easy when the other team decides they're going to keep playing like Sam Houston.
Yeah. Again, credit the effort for Sam Houston after trailing by a ton in the third. They have not given up on the road.
No, Western Kentucky had 50 points at halftime, but only put 16 up the second half, and I think that timeout saved a turnover, perhaps.
Yep, Jefferson got the timeout off, and Sam Houston will have the ball when we come back. Trailing by 16, trying to make it a game down the stretch. Western going for its 3rd straight win. 8:30 to go, and Western Kentucky leading Sam Houston 66-50. We tuned into the 3rd quarter. Western was up by 20 plus most of the way, and Sam Houston starting to claw its way back in with Alexis Mead on the bench.
Yeah, biggest lead was 26, and it looked like it was going to be Route City, and now it's down to 16 without Lexi Mead, so it's not over.
Sam Houston trying to make it interesting here. If they hit a couple of threes, it can really get dicey. Deroe on the drive, 3-point play chance the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Smallest player on the court too. Deroe getting in there, drawing the foul. She's got an opportunity for another and one right here, as you can see. That's a semi-hesitation move. Going to be the foul on Betancourt. Now it's down to 14, a chance to go to 13. Now I'd already have an ulcer if I was Greg Collins. I was never comfortable with these type of situations.
Absolutely not. Especially a team that can turn you over so much, like Sam Houston can. Now, Western's handled it pretty well today. Only 13 giveaways, despite Sam Houston forcing 24 a game. Here's Salary, 15 points to lead the way alongside Hayes for Western. Deflection by Deroe, Western keeps.
And that's the way Sam Houston has traditionally played. That good effort that time on the defensive end. 6 seconds on the shot clock, so this has to be a quick hitter for Western Kentucky.
Trying to get Hayes open. Betancourt instead. Here comes Hayes. 5 to shoot. Hayes inside. Hayes over the top. No. Betancourt comes in. Oh, board. Kick out Hayes. Left alone. Salary there. And it'll stay with the Hilltoppers, I believe.
Yeah, Western Kentucky got a little cold this second half. That's a good look by Acacia Hayes. And again, great effort that time by Betancourt, keeping that position alive.
They shot 67% in the first half, and so far in the second, they're 5 for 18 from the floor.
Yeah, they weren't going to keep up shooting 67%, but going from 67% to less than 30, that's one of the reasons why Sam Houston's back into the game.
Yeah, pretty extreme. Hayes off the high screen. Hayes attacks, and Houghton got a piece, but out of bounds off Sam Houston, so this wildly lengthy possession continues for Western.
Yeah, good effort that time by Halton. Halton's 6'1" from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Good play that time by Halton.
Again, a transfer from Hartford, playing more and more minutes as the season's gone on. Salary, got it and one. What a huge bucket for Western. Salary slow to get up.
Yeah, Western Kentucky needed that. They've been on a cold spell, and Destiny Salary, you can see right here the drive, and you can see the contact right there. I think the foul is going to be on Jefferson. Salary has an opportunity to get the and one and get the lead back up to 17.
But talking about a different dimension that she adds to the team, Alexis Mead, the floor general, on the bench right now. They need a basket. They've gone cold. Salary can go get that for you.
That's exactly right. She can get a shot about any time. Now, this is Lexi's got to play smart with Mead's got to play smart with 4 fouls, but I think it also tells you how much that Coach Collins trusts her.
Guarding Duro, and Duro out of bounds.
You don't put a player in with 4 fouls with 7 minutes to go if you don't trust her.
Notice how the entire drive had her hands out extended.
Because she's had a couple calls that were borderline
tight. But she just changes the dynamic of the game.
Yeah, I think she's the key to the team. I've said that for last year or so. I mean, I love how she plays.
Nearly a steal, does end up as a steal for Kemp.
Just a sloppy cross-court pass with not a lot on it.
This is the style that Sam Houston wants to play. They have mucked up the second half. Rosenthal thought about it, takes a step in, still left it short. Rebound to Salary. Kick out Hayes, keeps her feet in.
See, a lot of the Western guards have the old, I call it the Steve Nash dribble, where they maintain the ball and they kind of probe and look around, and if they don't like it, they just kind of pull it back out and continue with the offensive set.
That's obviously something that is coached because they basically all do it.
That's correct, and not many teams do that as well. So it's definitely part of the Western Kentucky style and culture. It's taught.
Renee Smith back in for Hawk. So we'll see if Smith can start to impact the game inside. Only 6 points, 5 rebounds for Smith, averaging 12 and 10.
And she has a streak of 3 straight double-doubles, and that's in jeopardy.
6:15 to extend it. Faustino, no look to Salary. Curling around Betancourt. Back to Faustino. Off the cross and the spin. Faustino found a lane.
That's another example of just a real patient dribble and finally found that seam and then got in there and finished.
A quiet 12 for Faustino tonight. And Henry draws the foul on the left lane drive.
That's going to get that on, I think, Acacia Hayes. Not a whole lot of contact. If that was at the park, it'd be play on.
I think everything would be play on at the park.
It definitely would be a foul at the park.
Chauncey Henry started her college career at Mineral Area College in Missouri, then went to Western Nebraska Community College 2 years ago before joining Sam Houston.
The journey is much longer, and the pathway to get to a school is much different now than it was.
Certainly, especially with the transfer portal.
Yes.
Mead was fouled in the backcourt. And Raven Justice, the Sam Houston head coach, can relate to that. She played at 4 different colleges.
That's before the portal.
In the early 2000s. So she went through that adversity, and now players are changing schools all the time. Played at a couple of D1 schools in Nichols and Washington States. Mead over to Betancourt. Season high 11 points for Betancourt. She elevates that to 13.
That is her game. I mean, she is, I mentioned that, just a really good spot-up shooter. Very comfortable 15 feet in.
1 off her career high of 14. Certainly made an impact today. One of 4 players for Western in double figures.
Plus had to guard Smith as well.
Not easy. Kemp air ball out of bounds to Western.
I think they're going to overturn that.
Looks like the right call. 4:58 to go, and Sam Houston trailing by 18. They had a shot early in the quarter to really make it a game, but that may have passed them by.
And it certainly didn't help that Lexi Mead came back in the game.
Rosenthal And the rebound picked up by Betancourt, her 7th.
Very productive game by Betancourt.
Yeah, for a player that averages 6 and 4.
What a pass.
I mean, Meade just threaded it in there.
What a pass. That's about a 38-foot bounce pass, feed the post. That was an unbelievable pass. She had a lot of stuff on it as well.
8 assists for Meade. In top 5 in the conference in that department. Henry has it rattle out. Smith battling for it. Betancourt saves it. Long pass ahead to Faustino. Goes up, missed with the left. Rebound Smith. Into the corner and Kemp. And Hayes has the rebound this time. Still wanting to push. 3-on-1 chance here.
Good
no
pass.
look. Faustino just lost it right into the cheerleaders.
I was just getting ready to say that was the perfect 3-on-1. Ball in the middle. She looked one way and dumped the ball to Teresa Faustino and just dropped it.
Still a 20-point lead for Western. All the anxiety that was starting to develop has since departed.
And in honor of the great Bill Walton, the little chairs are on the floor.
Let's check out our Kentucky 8-1-1 play of the game. And, you know, a couple of good options tonight, but this block from Caitlin Staley hustling back in transition takes the house.
Yeah, that's more impressive than the block. Caitlin Staley blocked shots, 6'3", but the impressive part was the hustle back. You know, she could have quit on the play, and she didn't, and got back and prevented an easy two-pointer for Sam Houston.
Had a cleaner, louder one in the first quarter where looked like she was playing someone about a foot short of her and just swatted it right out.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get a block and an assist on the same play, but that's kind of what it was. She blocked it all the way to the backcourt, and basically Acacia Hayes had 2 dribbles and laid it in.
You talk to any great post player, they always say, try to keep the ball inbounds when you block it.
That's correct. Sometimes it looks nice to block it into the stands, but the more productive block is to block it and keep it in play where you can score on a transition.
That's exactly what she did in the first, and then the hustle play, that was once again our Kentucky 8-1-1 play of the game. Tough night for Raven Justice and Sam Houston. It was tight after the first quarter, 26-20 Western, but they took over with a 12-0 run late in the second, and they really haven't looked back. And it does not get easier for Sam Houston. Guess who they get next? Middle Tennessee, the reigning conference champ.
Yeah, that's part of the, generally when you come to play Western Kentucky in the conference, you have to go to middle too, part of that Western Kentucky middle trip.
Smith for 2. Yeah, they try to make the trips make sense geographically. Hayes, that just rolled out. The offensive glass, Jalen Brill, who just checked in. Nearly a steal for Western. Sam Houston somehow corrals with Alexis Seaton. Rosenthal tries a 3. Bounces right out to Smith. Smith was fouled.
Smith is not giving up on this double-double.
She's going to make it really close.
Yeah, she had the right here is the offensive rebound, and that time that's just lack of boxing out. She's just sprinting down the floor, and nobody put a body on her.
She can get one half of the double-double here if she hits both free throws.
So far, she's 0 for 4 from the line.
And a 49% shooter on the season. Played her first 2 years at Colorado, who is now a top 5 program, by the way.
Yeah, Colorado started off the year with the upset of LSU.
Yeah.
LSU their only loss.
Big shocker. So to start off at a program like that before coming to Sam Houston and developing into a force. Again, a lot of talent for Smith. And she hits the free throw. That looked pretty good, too.
It did.
She needs 1 point, 2 rebounds for her 4th straight double-double.
I'm going to predict she's going to get it.
I think so, too, especially now that she's at 10 points. 3 to play, and Western on top by 16. Some of the starters still out there for Western. Here's Hayes. Casey Hayes, big first half, feeds Salary. Smith, and it's taken away by Allen. That would have been Smith's 9th rebound. And Salary, bank shot no, out to Kemp, who was tripped and fouled. Western's got Jacksonville State on Saturday. 5-8 so far, 0-1 in Conference USA.
It's another team new to the conference.
Yep. Again, 4 new teams. 11-team league last year, down to 9, but 4 newcomers. And Jacksonville State recently lost to Florida International 75-50, hosting Liberty tonight. So another good chance for a win for Western.
And then next week, Western Kentucky has 2 home games.
So golden chance to start off really hot in Conference
really
USA.
They really do.
Here's Rosenthal, blocked from behind, and Smith saves it off Western. The final score will not indicate how dominant Western looked in the first half. So again, credit to Sam Houston for fighting back in the second.
I think that's fair. I mean, and give Sam Houston, you're right, credit. Western Kentucky they were on a 100-point pace at one time when you had 50 at halftime.
And they'll most likely finish at 80 or less.
In Western Kentucky, it's generally just the opposite. They've been an unbelievably good third quarter and fourth quarter team. Of course, the situation a little reverse. They've been behind several times this year at half and made these incredible comebacks. This time, it's a little bit different when you're playing with a big lead. You don't want to be, you're not in desperation mode, and oftentimes you want to take a little air out of the clock as well.
Yeah, Western's going to move to 6-0 leading at halftime, but they've got 5 wins trailing at halftime.
Yeah, that's unusual.
Offensive foul. Goes on Brill. It's 1:34 to go.
Moving the screen on that handoff. You got to be still.
The first 2.5 quarters, again, perhaps the best stretch of basketball that Western's played this year. Rebound Brill and out to Hayes. Sam Houston's probably not going to get a ton of foul calls at this stage of the game.
I'll vote for that.
I think most would agree. Hayes wants 2 more. Hayes with 17 tonight.
She's got her average. And,
yep.
Keisha Hayes is leads in a lot of categories. Points per game, total field goals, free throws, field goal attempts in the conference.
Goes out for Jefferson. Smith goes down hard. She was trying to pick up the rebound.
She's okay.
They do give the rebound to Smith. That's her 9th.
Well, this is the NBA. They run something where she just throw it off the board and get it herself.
All about the numbers, baby.
That's it.
10 and 9 for Smith, again needing 1 rebound to extend her double-double streak. That's why we continue to harp on it. Maybe she'll miss the second free throw on purpose here.
It'd give her 7 double-doubles.
It's not bad.
No.
Hits both free throws. Missed her first 4, hit the last 4.
And that's why she shoots 50%.
Yeah. 18-point lead for Western. Should be their, most likely their last possession here. Salary still getting pressured. Salary with 19 tonight.
And there's the
Oh, it was knocked away from her. Offensive rebound for Western. Salary shoots it again. Brill's got it. They can back it out to run out the clock. And a steal. Smith had that last rebound robbed from her. And travel with 1.7 will do it.
Yeah, Western Kentucky, they're doing a favor. They gave her 3 opportunities for an offensive rebound.
She's not going to get the double-double, but Smith did have a fine second half. Sam Houston played pretty well in the second, but too big of a hole. Down by 19 at halftime. Western takes it by 16, wins their third straight, and moves to 2-0 in Conference USA play.
Yeah, it was a really, really good performance by a really good Western Kentucky team. They moved to 11-6 and have won, what's that, 4 straight for Western Kentucky?
3 straight for Western and the 6th straight loss for Sam Houston.
Yeah, been Western Kentucky.